The orange-line triggerfish, known scientifically as Ballistapus undulatus and often referred to by its Vietnamese name Ca Bap Veb, is a vibrant and fascinating species found in the tropical and subtropical regions of the Indo-Pacific. Recognized for its striking appearance and distinctive behavior, this species of triggerfish is both a notable subject of marine interest and a symbol of the rich biodiversity that thrives in coral reefs and coastal ecosystems. Its scientific name reflects its physical traits and habitat, as Ballistapus refers to its genus and its close relation to other triggerfish species, while undulatus refers to the wavy, undulating pattern of its body. The common name orange-line triggerfish captures its most recognizable feature, the bright, vivid orange markings that line its body, creating a striking contrast with its often muted, grayish or brownish background coloration. Living primarily in the warm, clear waters of the Indo-Pacific region, the orange-line triggerfish is typically found in areas with abundant coral reefs, such as the coasts of Southeast Asia, northern Australia, and the islands of the Pacific. These locations are not only significant for the species' survival but also represent some of the most biodiverse marine environments on Earth. The triggerfish's preference for coral reef ecosystems is essential for understanding its role in maintaining the balance of these delicate habitats. Coral reefs are vital for the survival of a wide variety of marine organisms, providing shelter, food, and breeding grounds. The orange-line triggerfish, like many other species of triggerfish, plays an important part in this ecosystem by feeding on a variety of invertebrates, small fish, and algae, helping to control the populations of these organisms and, in turn, supporting the overall health of the reef. The orange-line triggerfish is part of the family Ballistidae, which includes several other triggerfish species known for their unique body structure and behaviors. One of the most notable characteristics of triggerfish is their highly specialized dorsal fin, which can be locked into an upright position, resembling a trigger or spike when the fish feels threatened. This adaptation serves as a defensive mechanism, preventing predators from swallowing or attacking the triggerfish. When threatened, the fish can wedge itself into small crevices in the coral or rocks, using its trigger-like fin to hold itself firmly in place. This ability to lock itself in tight spaces makes it a difficult target for larger predators, as they are unable to extract the fish from its hiding spot. This behavior is a defining feature of triggerfish and is one of the key reasons behind their name. In addition to its remarkable physical defenses, the orange-line triggerfish is known for its aggressive territorial behavior. Like many triggerfish, the orange-line species is highly protective of its home territory and can be quite bold when defending its space. This territoriality is most noticeable during the breeding season when triggerfish are known to fiercely guard their nesting sites. The males of the species take on the role of protecting the nest from potential intruders, including other fish and even humans. During this time, the aggressive behavior of the males becomes even more pronounced, and they will often charge at anything they perceive as a threat. This behavior is not only a protective instinct but also a strategy to ensure the safety and survival of their offspring. The nests are typically built in sandy or rocky areas near the coral reefs, where the fish can create a safe environment for their eggs and young. The diet of the orange-line triggerfish is varied and opportunistic, consisting primarily of small invertebrates, crustaceans, mollusks, and algae. This carnivorous diet is typical for triggerfish, and the orange-line species is no exception. The strong, sharp teeth of the triggerfish are designed to break open hard-shelled creatures, such as crabs, snails, and clams, allowing the fish to access the soft tissue inside. The fish's feeding habits are not only important for its own survival but also for the broader ecosystem, as they help regulate the populations of smaller marine organisms. In particular, by feeding on algae and other plant matter, the orange-line triggerfish helps to prevent the overgrowth of certain types of marine plants, which can otherwise smother coral reefs and disrupt the delicate balance of the ecosystem. This feeding behavior plays an important role in maintaining the health and diversity of coral reef systems. The reproductive habits of the orange-line triggerfish are also quite fascinating. During the breeding season, males perform elaborate courtship displays to attract females. These displays often involve a series of intricate movements, including body postures, fin displays, and swimming patterns that are intended to impress the female and demonstrate the male's fitness as a mate. The courtship rituals are highly important in establishing the bond between the male and female, ensuring that the most suitable partners are chosen for reproduction. After mating, the female lays her eggs in a carefully selected location, often on a patch of sand or a rocky substrate near the coral reef. The male stays close to the nest to guard it from potential threats, such as other fish or predatory creatures. Once the eggs hatch, the young fish are left to fend for themselves, although they are often protected by the reef's complex structure. Despite their aggressive territorial nature, orange-line triggerfish are not typically considered a threat to humans, though caution should still be exercised around them, especially during the breeding season when they may become more protective and aggressive. They are known to be curious creatures and may approach divers or snorkelers, especially if they feel that their territory is being invaded. This curiosity can lead to fascinating close encounters with these colorful fish, but it is important for people to respect their space and avoid disturbing their natural behavior. In general, the orange-line triggerfish is not a danger to humans unless provoked or threatened. The role of the orange-line triggerfish in the broader ecosystem cannot be overstated. By maintaining the balance of the reef environment, this species contributes to the health and stability of one of the most biodiverse habitats on Earth. Coral reefs, which are already under threat from various environmental pressures such as climate change, pollution, and overfishing, depend on the delicate interactions between species like the orange-line triggerfish to remain healthy. Without the presence of species like the orange-line triggerfish, the ecosystem would likely become unbalanced, with overgrown algae and unchecked populations of certain invertebrates potentially suffocating the coral and disrupting the entire food chain. Over the years, the population of the orange-line triggerfish has been affected by various human activities. Coral reef ecosystems, in which the orange-line triggerfish thrives, have been severely impacted by coral bleaching events, which are linked to rising sea temperatures caused by climate change. Additionally, the practice of overfishing has reduced the number of fish in some areas, disrupting the delicate balance of the marine food web. The orange-line triggerfish, like many other marine species, is also at risk from pollution, particularly plastic debris, which can be ingested by fish and other marine life, leading to harm or death. These threats to the fish's habitat and population highlight the importance of conservation efforts aimed at protecting coral reefs and the species that inhabit them. Conservation initiatives aimed at protecting coral reefs and marine biodiversity are critical to the future of the orange-line triggerfish and many other species. Marine Protected Areas, MPAs, have been established in several regions to safeguard these fragile ecosystems from the negative impacts of human activity. These protected areas help to preserve coral reefs, regulate fishing practices, and ensure that species like the orange-line triggerfish are able to thrive in their natural habitats. Furthermore, the implementation of sustainable fishing practices and efforts to reduce pollution in the oceans can have a significant impact on the long-term health of marine ecosystems and the species that depend on them. In conclusion, the orange-line triggerfish, or Vebe, is a remarkable species that plays an essential role in maintaining the health and balance of coral reef ecosystems in the Indo-Pacific region. Its distinctive appearance, territorial behavior, and feeding habits make it a fascinating subject for marine biologists and ocean enthusiasts alike. The species' interactions with its environment highlight the importance of protecting marine habitats and ensuring the survival of the diverse and interconnected species that inhabit them. As we continue to face environmental challenges, the conservation of species like the orange-line triggerfish will be crucial in preserving the vibrant and delicate ecosystems of the ocean for future generations to explore and enjoy.